I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to get there. Look, this even has a wonderful rhythm. I'm not going to get there. Yeah. And when we deeply look into it, we are not going to get there ever, unless we realize that we're already there. Thomas Merton made a wonderful statement about the spiritual life, and he said, the spiritual life is not a long, long path in which you eventually get somewhere. The spiritual life consists in opening your eyes and seeing that you're already there. And opening your eyes and seeing that you're already there. As long as you think that you will eventually get there, you are stuck in time. You're stuck in time. And to be stuck in time is not to be in the now. And all that matters is be in the now. Because being in the now is encountering God. God is in the now. The now is eternity. And that is how St. Augustine defines eternity. He says eternity is the now that does not pass away. As long as you're in time, the past is always eating up the future. And when you are in the now, you are in eternity. Eternity being the now that doesn't pass away. In Latin it's so beautiful, just two words, two one-syllable words. Nunc, which means now, and see, nunc stans, S-T-A-N-S, standing. Now that remains, now that remains, the now that doesn't pass away. And we, as humans, experience that now. This is why we can say we experience eternity. We exist. Existere means to stick out. We stick out from time into eternity. Our heads are always a little above time in eternity. And our task is to bring the rest of the body up there where our head is in eternity. Our task is to be moment by moment in the now. And that means to be in eternity. And that moment, that now, may include planning for the future or remembering something from the past. But that is very different to be in the now and using the past and the future for whatever is at hand at the present moment. That is very different from being caught up in the past and caught up in the future. And most of us are, to a very large degree, caught up in the past, feeling victims of the past, bewailing what happened to us, or longing to bring it back, and you can never bring it back. That's all being stuck in the past or in the future, fearing the future, or not being able to wait for the future, impatience for the future. And for most of us, I would say 48% we are hanging on to the past, and 48% we are already in the future, and there's about 4% left to be in the present. And there should be 100% in the present. And you know, I think we've all met people who give us this impression that they are really present. They really listen to you. They're really there for you. And that encourages you to be present to them. To be in the presence of somebody who is really present makes you present. And that is really salvation, because caught up with past and future, that's our little ego. And in the present is our true self. I hope that many of you have come across the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That is one of the really, really important books I've read in the last decade or more. A very, very important book. He spells his name Tolle. Eckhart Tolle, Tolle. and it's called The Power of Now. He has 2 other books, and they're all 3 very good, but in The Power of Now, which was his first one, he sort of pulls it all together, and that's the one I would most recommend. And it's not the kind of book that you read among other books, but it is, for many years, I can honestly say, I've listened to it on tape every single day, it's a little section of it. Breakfast was for me Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. I listened to the tape while I was eating breakfast in the Hermitage. So I really recommend that. It's a book to live by. It's a book that can change your life if you really give yourself to it. And that idea of living in the now, that has been part of all the spiritual traditions throughout history, is summarized and presented in a way in which people can hear it today, and that's why it's such an important thing.